Lil Baby. Niggas not ops.
The STEM Society.
Everything these niggas not ops. Honey, fuck niggas ain't ops. Oh, really? What? Oh, really? Niggas not ops. Niggas not fly. Niggas not hot. Niggas not niggas not Trump. Niggas not them. Niggas not Pete. Niggas not me. Niggas not rich. Niggas not lit. Niggas not slick.
The STEM Society.
Welcome back to the STEM Society. My name is Cole Jackson. Episode 32 is live right now. How did I make it to 32 episodes? I don't know. How you guys doing? All you guys have had a fantastic week. My week has been pretty good. I can't complain. This is the long weekend, Memorial Weekend. Hopefully half of you guys are not hungover. I hope you're not hungover. Personally, I don't drink. That's a choice. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed your weekend and you've had some good times. This past week has been really good to me, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. That's probably the best way to explain this week. Just super grateful, man. Super grateful. Today it's going to be new releases. I have one album and two singles, and I have two news stories, one with 50 and the other one talking about Ticketmaster. So let's get into it right now.
New releases.
So this weekend, Vince Staples decided to drop Dark Times, 13 songs, 35 minutes. This is his 8th studio album. Now, the last episode, I actually got the single and listened to the single that he dropped, and Shame the Devil. Very good single, man. Enjoyed it. Unfortunately, this album's not for me. The album's just not for me, man. I enjoy a good Vince Staples album. Ramona Park was a gem when it came out in 2022. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Not enough people really talked about it. I'm having a hard time getting into the album. I can't wrap my mind around it. I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just I've heard too much of this this hip hop where everybody's kind of doing some self-reflection and going into like what's been going on in their lives. I do have some favorite songs like Etouffee or Black and Blue and Justin, which I thought could have been an episode of from the Vince Staples show. It could have been, that would have been a fire ass episode. But those are the standout songs that I've gotten from this album. I can't get into it. I'm not saying that it's bad. I can't get into it, man. I don't know what it is. I'm usually really good about getting into Vince Staples stuff. He usually has some really good stuff for me. I don't know if it's the album bores me. It's just a bit boring, man. It's nothing exciting about it. I'm not saying that he has to put out music to make me shake my ass and no shit like that, but I can't get into it. It's kind of boring. It's just kind of boring. There's a few songs here and there that really jumped to me, and I just named them, but nah, man. Maybe I need a few more listens to be able to get into it like that. But I'm not gonna force myself into liking something or calling it a classic, kind of like a lot of people on social media is right now. Like it's a ton of people that's like, yo, this is a classic, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just the outlier from everybody else. I can't wrap my head around the album. I can't. Like, I've went through this. I'm recording this on Saturday. He dropped the album early on Friday. Like, he dropped it before midnight. And my first playthrough was not the best. I just kind of looked at it and was just like, is this what we were looking for? And I've played it several times since. I probably went through that album at least 4 times. And I get the same feeling every time. I can't wrap my head around it. I can't get into it. It's something that I can't get with. But a lot of people are saying that this is a classic album. I don't see it. I think Ramona Park was a way better album than this one. And it didn't get as much buzz as this one is getting right now. So It just don't grab me. I'll go back to it. It's not like I'm not going to return to it. I feel like it's maybe I'm just in this mood where I don't want to hear that kind of music. But right now, man, what a lot of y'all calling it a classic, I just got to be real with y'all. I think a lot of y'all jumping out the window with calling it a classic album. I can't agree with that. This ain't even his best. To me, this is not the best Vince Staples album. So check it out for yourself. It's called Dark Times. Again, 13 songs. Congratulations on getting your 8th studio album out, but for me, I just couldn't get into it. So next on the docket, J. Cole and Cash Cobain dropped a single called Grippy. Let me look at my notes here. I really fuck with the beat, but the combination of Cole and Cobain didn't work for me. Some collabs should never happen, and this is one of them. I don't know what type of time J. Cole is on. I know he kind of stepped back and got out of the beef when Kendrick and Drake was doing their thing. This is terrible. I hated it. I thought it was garbage. Not to take anything away from Cash Cobain, because I think the beat is fire. Cash Cobain is gonna do what Cash Cobain does. Like I still have Fisher in my rotation, but some shit just shouldn't happen. I've listened to J. Cole do better. Nigga, you came out with Pie on Might Delete Later. One of the best songs that came out this year. Argue with your mama. Pie is one of the best songs I've heard this year. And then you come out with this shit? This is way beneath. This was one of the most basic, simple, and probably worst rapped J. Cole verses I've heard. It felt like y'all wasted each other's time. I don't know who called who. I don't know who asked to step in the booth with somebody else, but this is trash, bro. Like, no disrespect to Cash Cobain, because again, he did what I expected him to do. But for J. Cole to put out something like this, post kind of falling back during the beef and stuff like that, man, you can do. I've heard you do better. I've heard you do way better than this. This is unacceptable as far as like a J. Cole verse is concerned. I don't know if the whole beef thing threw you off. I don't know if you're in a space where you don't feel like you can create anymore, but this was not it, my guy. I know Cash Cobain is going to be everywhere this summer. It feels like the summer is going to belong to Cash Cobain. But J. Cole, go back into your cave. Go work on the fall off. Go ahead and get everything done that you need to get done for the fall off. And get that figured out, because there is no way that you thought this was an acceptable verse. It feels like a brown paper bag. Like somebody gave you a brown paper bag full of money to do this verse, and you just did the bare minimum. Somebody needs to have a conversation with J. Cole and say, hey, man, you need to step it up a little bit. Work on the fall off, stay out of the public eye, get into your album mode, figure that shit out. I'm not going back to this song. It is horrible. It's a horrible, again, beat's great. Cash Cobain did what he had to do. But this song as a whole, as a collective, y'all wasted each other's time. If you want to hear Cash Cobain on a good song, go listen to the new Don Toliver song with Don Toliver, Cash Cobain, and Charlie Wilson. Way better song. Fit, everything else, all of that fits together. This was just a horrible showing for everybody. Central C and Lil Baby dropped a song called Band for Band. Now, I watched the video before I actually got to really sit down with the song. When I first watched the video, I hated this song. And that's because Cinch actually had way more energy in the video than... Lil Baby was acting a little bit too cool in this video, and I didn't like the dynamics between the two. It just didn't work. But when I finally put the song on some good speakers and actually got to listen to the song off without the video, great job. Great job. Didn't think the collab would work. Didn't think that Lil Baby would be able to mesh well with Cinch, but that shit worked. It works way better. Don't watch the video because, again, Lil Baby has no energy in that video. Cinch killed it. Lil Baby's verse, very good. Cinch killed it. He killed it. I can't wait to see the album that comes from Central C this year. I think this is going to be his major album. I think this is going to be the album that's going to explode and it's going to be big, just as big as in the UK. It's going to be big in the UK, but it's going to be just as big in the US. With all these collabs he's been doing, go back and listen to the On the Radar freestyle he did with Drake. The song he just did with Lil Baby's Fire. I think he has another collab. I can't remember at this moment. Central C has been out here, and this album that he's preparing to drop is going to be something serious. He's probably gonna have a lot of US features on here. This is going to be very big, and he's gonna take a lot of people in the US by storm. I want everybody to go listen to this CC freestyle that he dropped maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. Like, it is amazing. Now, apparently he's dissing somebody in that freestyle, but go listen to that, man. It's like Central C is bringing grime back. I didn't know grime kind of fell off like that, but Central C is really bringing grime back, and it feels really good. I completely enjoyed this. As soon as I got finished listening to it through Untitled, I went out and bought the single. You should do the same thing. It's Central C featuring Lil Baby. It's called Band for Band.
Back in the house with a 9-4.
You did good, sir.
The STEM Society.
I feel like Princess Peach, Rose gold on my Mercedes. Rose gold on my bitch, looking like her name Mercedes. I need to hold who down, no eyes, what up, ladies? Switched out the friendly smile, but the face.
The STEM Society.
All right, guys, for everyone who is a part of the society, thank you for coming back and joining us. But for those who are new to this and are not subscribed, why haven't you joined the society yet? Now, I always appreciate anybody who watches the video to give me a like, a listen, a play, a comment, something to help me break the algorithm chains. But I would really enjoy it if you guys would join the society, be a part of something special, be a part of something that's growing every day. How do you join the society? You subscribe to the BYNK Radio YouTube channel, the channel you're watching this show on right now. You get music content twice a week. And sometimes, well, I'm going to get better at it, but I'm going to start posting a little bit more on the communities page. Kind of giving you guys some polls, asking you guys some different questions, letting you guys know what new releases are dropping on Thursday, right before midnight. So if you like stuff like this, if you enjoy this content, hell, if you hate this content, still become a part of the society. Subscribe to the BYNK Radio YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. We got room for everybody. So I got 2 stories today. One is a quick story about 50. 50 just landed a Netflix deal for the Diddy documentary. I can't make this shit up. So the name of the doc is called Diddy Do It. Can't make this shit up. It's being produced by 50's production company called G Unit Film and Television Studio. It was a ton of streaming platforms that was actually vying for this. Like, everybody was trying to get it because Diddy's case is one of the hottest cases out right now. Like, everything that's going on in this man's life, people are really trying to be a hold of it. And the winner, the person who outbidded everybody, was Netflix. Netflix ended up getting the deal. They got the rights, and it will be exclusively on Netflix. Take that, Tubi, and take that, TMZ, you bastards. Now, this is happening with around the same time Diddy's apology came out, which, if you guys saw that bullshit, you already know, man, it's about to be, yeah, it's really going to be some shit. This guy is, he's a piece of work, if I do say so myself. I'm not going to dogpile on that. But it's also in combination with him getting another civil lawsuit from a model by the name of Crystal McKinney, who came forward accusing Diddy of sexual assault back in 2003. So with that being said, man, like, I'm happy that 50 is actually making something out of this. I know 50 has been trolling this nigga for like ever since this shit has been going down. Now, there are some videos out here kind of going back to where all of this started, and it feels like this whole back and forth between Diddy and 50 has just been something way more serious than what we think it is. But now, since we're getting this Diddy documentary, like, this is the ultimate disrespect right here. If you're looking at it like that, I'm looking at it like 50 is just like, I'm finna slap this nigga as hard as I possibly can. I'm not mad at it, man. Like, for somebody who's supposed to be your rival to be able to make a documentary about you, that's got to hurt a whole lot. But it couldn't happen to a better person, man. All of these things that are happening right now, man, Diddy has brought on himself, and now this documentary is probably going to expose him even more to a lot of shit we don't even know. Apparently, this documentary is actually going to use current footage as far as like the video from the hotel, the domestic assault video that's supposed to be used in the documentary. Plus, he's going to use a lot of stuff that's been in current time. Now, the documentary is supposed to be multiple episodes, and I don't know how many episodes this man gonna make because all of this shit is still going forward. They haven't set a date for this documentary yet. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't come out soon. TMZ dropped one, I think about a month ago on Tubi. I watched it. It's actually setting everything up for what happened here recently, and that's scary. TMZ was on top of this, like, real heavy. And that if you haven't watched that documentary, I advise you to go to Tubi. Tubi's free, and watch it. It's actually really good. It's not the low quality movies that they pretty much had. So if TMZ can get it right, just think about what 50 is going to be able to produce. Like, I think this 50% produced documentary is going to be way more. He's going to expose him way more than TMZ did. I think there's going to be way more people that's going to actually step up and start talking, like telling a lot of stuff. Like, it's a lot of people in line to be able to tell all this stuff about Diddy. And I think 50 has the power to be able to get way more people on here and probably bury this guy. This is, I don't think I've ever seen somebody fall so fast before in my life. And this is probably going to be the dirt that covers Diddy's grave. The guy's a piece of shit. He is getting what's coming to him. There's no doubt in my mind that this documentary is going to be successful. I think it's probably going to be on the level of like Surviving R. Kelly. I don't know, man. It's nasty work out here right now. It's super nasty work out here right now. And I think Diddy's going to get everything that he's got coming to him. So shout out to 50 for being able to get another bag and then get it off the back of his rival of all things. And I can't wait to see it. I don't know if you guys are going to watch it, but I'm going to make sure I watch it day one because I really think this is going to dig really deep into what Diddy has been up to. And I'm pretty sure it's going to expose way more than we want to know. So the government has decided to sue Ticketmaster and ask the courts to break up this monopoly between Ticketmaster and Live Nation, which I could be happier about it. So the Department of Justice actually sued Ticketmaster and its parent company on Thursday, accusing them of running an illegal monopoly over live events and in America and asking the courts to break up the system that kills competition and drives up ticket prices for fans. Yeah, you think? After I think the last 2, maybe 3 years, it's been a problem with Ticketmaster. Even I remember trying to get Uzi Vert tickets here in Birmingham. I remember trying to get tickets for it was something else I was trying to get tickets for. Anything through Ticketmaster has been bullshit and terrible. Ask the people who tried to do Beyonce tickets through them and Taylor Swift tickets. Like, they can't get that shit right. And there's a ton of fees that these motherfuckers always charge to make the tickets way more expensive than what we want. I am not rich by any fucking means. So when it comes to trying to see shows and then I don't have a competitor to go, like, they have no competition. None at all. They have zero competition. So think about this. According to the Department of Justice, around 70% of the tickets of major concert venues in the U.S. are sold through Ticketmaster. According to the data in the federal lawsuit filed by consumers in 2022, the company owns or controls, get this, more than 265 of North America's concert venues and dozens of the top amphitheaters. That is fucking crazy. Them niggas got everything, bro. Like, they control way too much. So here's a quote from Attorney General Merrick Garland. This is what he said, quote, "It's time for fans and artists to stop paying the price for Live Nation's monopoly. It's time to restore competition and innovation in the entertainment industry. It's time to break up Live Nation / Ticketmaster." Yeah, you think? I remember talking to somebody. I wanted to throw something. I wanted to put something together at a venue here. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, and there was a venue here that typically people use. And I was asking the person who owned it. I was like, "Hey man, like, how much is it for me to rent this place out to be able to do my own event?" And he was like, "Well, I got to check with Live Nation because they typically buy up all of the days or buy up a big percentage of the days." Now, this venue is not big at all. It is a small venue. I mean, they have a big backyard to be able to do outside stuff. They do outside concerts. And then the inside venue is actually even smaller. But they told me, he said, "We have to check with Live Nation first because they're the ones who always have the days rented out or have the days kind of marked up, and they run concerts through here on a regular basis," which kept that place open. And I looked at him. I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." He was like, "This is what keeps the lights on." So with that, I was like, "Yo, you mean to tell me, like, even in this local establishment, I live here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even rent out that place because they have to check through Live Nation first." And I can't be mad at it because, again, they're independently owned. So it's just like they have to do what they have to do to be able to keep the lights on. I can't be mad at that. But on the flip side of it, I'm like, damn, like, how are they able to do those types of things? Now, Live Nation is saying that this lawsuit is not gonna solve anything. It's not gonna solve anything that have anything to do with like issues fans have with like the ticket prices or the service fees or anything. This ain't nothing. This is not gonna solve these problems. They're actually blaming it on the people who own the venues. They said that this is on them, not on us. We just facilitate all of this stuff. I don't believe it, not one bit. They've been running shit for so damn long. How in the fuck is it on the, like, somebody lying? Somebody around here is lying. There's no possible way they can put this on the venue owners. It just don't make sense to me. They've been running shit for so long and they've been on top, quote unquote, for so long, keeping people charging just unbelievable fees and stuff like that. They've been denying the antitrust laws forever. So here's what Ticketmaster is saying. Quote, "Calling Ticketmaster a monopoly may be a PR win for the DOJ in the short term, but it will lose in court because it ignores the basic economics of live entertainment. Most service fees go to venues, and that outside competition has steadily eroded Ticketmaster's market share. We will defend ourselves against these baseless allegations." Really? I don't believe that, not one bit. Those are some exorbitant fucking fees, man. And you saying that all of this is going into what's the quote? It's going into the venues. The service fees goes into the venues. Stop it, bro. Stop it. So they're so basically Ticketmaster is saying the DOJ is using this as a PR stunt for what, something different? I don't get it, man. I don't know what this is. Look, all I know is when I go to buy a ticket from Ticketmaster, it is like buying a fucking car. It is buying a car. And you guys have always been so fucking shitty, or when I've actually dealt with Ticketmaster, trying to return tickets has been a horrible experience for a lot of us. And for you guys to sit here and be like, well, the service fees go toward the venues, but have y'all seen the service fees? All of those venues, again, all of these venues are not as big as other venues. I gave an example earlier. The venue that I actually was trying to rent out was not big at all. But when you look at when it came down to trying to buy the Uzi Vert tickets at that venue, the service fees was unbelievable, bro. The tickets alone were just crazy. And they didn't have anything going on the inside. That Uzi Vert concert was outside only. I just don't think Ticketmaster's being upfront and real with us when it comes to this whole situation. I think that Live Nation and Ticketmaster should be split up because nobody can compete with them. There's not any kind of competition out here for me to buy tickets from somewhere else. It's ridiculous. And the simple fact of us not even being, I know I brought this point up earlier, but I got to say it again. Like, we can't even return tickets to y'all in a correct way. And the money, they do service, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I think if you return the ticket to them, they take a percentage out or that you don't get your full refund back, or at least I haven't got a full refund back. So I don't know how that works, but they have just been a shitty company for a very long time, and they've screwed over people who love live events for a very long time. I remember a prominent podcaster was saying, like, live events are going to be luxury items. That shouldn't be the case. I shouldn't have to have a second job to be able to go to a concert. I shouldn't have to fucking pay exorbitant prices because a company doesn't have competition. That shouldn't be on me. I'm the consumer. I should always have some type of variety, and I should have an alternative. And they have completely killed the market for alternative places to buy tickets. And I hope that they get taken down because these niggas suck. They are terrible. They're a terrible company. They've never given a fuck about any of the consumers. To be honest with you, they screw everything up, and they never have to pay for it. Ask Beyonce fans about the Renaissance stuff. Ask them. They'll tell you. That shit was fucked up and stupid. So here's the last thing from the Justice Department. They said that Live Nation has used these anti-competitive practices, including long-term contracts. It says they have been blocking venues from using multiple ticket sellers, and they said they've been threatening venues with loss of money if they don't choose Ticketmaster. So they're basically strong-arming a lot of these venues, probably the more smaller venues, and trying to use their weight to be able to keep things under their control. I think that is completely terrible. And if all of this shit is true, I think these niggas should be going the fuck down. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We as consumers, especially when it comes to music, already have it difficult because they make it harder for us to buy music. They continue to push streaming in our face. They don't give us the opportunity to do what we need to do as far as like supporting our favorite artists. It's really hard to be able to, in certain circumstances, it's really hard to be able to pay and give your favorite artist what they deserve or what you think they deserve when it comes to paying them or giving them a fair share. It just feels like too many companies have too many of their hands in the pot, and the people who are paying for it are the consumers. Like, the artists are paying for it and the consumers are paying for it. These big time corporations, man, they don't give a fuck about it, neither side. And they're prospering off of this. Again, I hope the DOJ wins. I hope they break this whole monopoly bullshit up. I hope we get more companies that are branched from this lawsuit. I hope that it's a situation where we get way more options than just what we've been given so far. And I hope them motherfuckers actually understand how important this shit is and they take a big hit. It's only fair. It's only fair, man. I don't know how you guys feel. Tell me in the comments if you've had a problem with getting tickets, or tell me what your ticket experiences is in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Have you tried to get concert tickets through Ticketmaster? What was your experience like? Did you feel like you overpaid for your tickets, especially some of the nosebleed seats? I don't feel like when you get some of the bad tickets, I don't feel like you should pay as high as service fees. Like, they never do anything to accompany us as a consumer when we get shitty tickets. Like, sometimes we just don't have a choice. Tell me in the comments what your story is as far as Ticketmaster and your experience buying tickets to your favorite concert. Well, it looks like that's my time. Short, sweet, to the point. You know, some weeks are better than others. This was just a bad week. This is a bad week for everything, bro. Oh my God. Just the music that came out. I don't know. I don't feel bad about my Vince Staples take. I don't at all. I know a lot of people going to get at me in the comments about it, or they're going to hit my DMs about it, but I honestly don't think, I can't, I gotta be real with y'all when I talk about this. When I critique a lot of this music, man, I just gotta be real with y'all because so many people are calling this album a classic, and I just think that too many people want to have that take first before anybody else actually says it, or or before everybody comes to an agreement that it is. I think jumping out the window with some of these hot takes on social media, man, y'all niggas are terrible. Y'all ruin albums doing shit like that. It's ridiculous, man. I hate it. Look, guys, thank you for joining me for another STEM Society. Hey, guess what? If you're not a part of the society, here's your opportunity to join. You can give me a play, a like, a listen, a comment. Those all help to break the algorithm change. But if you really want to be a part of the society, you can join by subscribing to BYNK Radio YouTube channel. Be a part of the society. Be a part of something special. We're growing every day, and you can be a part of the organic growth that's happening right now. Thank you for all the people who are a part of society right now, and I will catch you guys next episode. Peace out.
Thank you for joining the STEM Society.